What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down a loaded UFC card with sharp picks, detailed analysis, and predictions backed by style matchups, fight history, and momentum. Whether you're here for your parlays, props, or straight bets, I've got you covered. From rising prospects to veteran wars, there's a lot to talk about. So hit that like button, subscribe if you're into smart fight breakdowns, and let's dive into these matchups. Fight 1. Carly Giudice versus Nicole Cagliari. Carly Giudice is a physically strong, explosive striker with real knockout potential in the lower divisions. She pushes forward with intent and keeps a steady pace. Nicole Cagliari is tough, but she's hittable and a bit one-dimensional in her attack. Giudice's forward pressure and power shots should either score her a finish or dominate the rounds. Prediction: Giudice via KO, TKO, or a decision win. Fight 2. Jackson McVeigh versus Bruno Ferreira. Jackson McVeigh is a clean striker with serious counterpunching ability and solid takedown defense. Ferreira comes in heavy with hooks and flurries, but often leaves his chin exposed and fades if he doesn't get an early finish. McVeigh's composure and range management should allow him to control this fight and capitalize on mistakes. Prediction: McVeigh via KO or decision. Fight 3. Łukasz Brzeski versus Ryan Spann. This one is all about toughness and activity. Brzeski doesn't always get the nod on scorecards, but he throws more volume than most heavyweights and can land clean shots when opponents slow down. Spann has power, but he often fades and looks for moments rather than consistent output. If Brzeski can avoid the early danger, this is his fight to take over. Prediction: Brzeski via KO, TKO, or decision. Fight 4. Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. Crute is looking to bounce back, and this is a good stylistic matchup for him. Prachnio is a flashy striker with real power but lacks ground skills. Crute's grappling is strong, especially when he gets top position. Expect a return to wrestling fundamentals from Crute to nullify Prachnio's stand-up threats. Prediction: Crute by submission or decision. 5. Islam Dulatov versus Adam Fugitt. Dulatov brings that classic pressure-heavy Dagestani approach with serious power behind his shots. Fugitt is gritty, but has been overwhelmed by stronger, more athletic fighters in the past. If Dulatov can keep the fight standing or work his top control game, this could be a one-sided affair. Prediction: Dulatov inside the distance, KO, or sub. Fight 6. Atiba Gauthier versus Robert Valentin. Gauthier is a knockout artist through and through. Valentin is an explosive guy early, but he's not as defensively sound. Gauthier's kill shot mindset makes him dangerous in the first 2 rounds. And if Valentin can't keep him at bay, it could be lights out. Prediction: Gauthier via KO, TKO. Fight 7. Francisco Prado versus Nikolai Barrett. Tennikov. Prado is young, aggressive, and doesn't back down. Tennikov is slick, but hasn't faced the same level of pressure that Prado brings. If Prado closes the distance and keeps it gritty, he can overwhelm Nikolai and win rounds with volume and intensity. Prediction: Prado by decision. Possibly a finish if it turns into a brawl. Fight 8. Brendan Allen versus Marvin Vettori. This is a high-level middleweight bout. Allen has been on a tear with his grappling and has shown major improvements in fight IQ. Vettori is tough and has good cardio, but he struggles against submission threats. Allen is slick off his back and aggressive when he gets control. He could outpoint Vettori or even lock something in. Prediction: Allen by submission or close decision. Fight 9. Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. Both fighters are dynamic and capable of finishes, but Phillips has shown a more measured pace lately. Oliveira can be wild, but Phillips' movement and cardio give this fight a good chance of going 3 rounds, especially if neither finds the perfect shot. Prediction: Fight goes the distance and a slight lean towards Kyler Phillips. 10. Daniel Zellhuber versus Michael Johnson. Zellhuber is a long, rangy striker who has developed solid takedown defense and submission skills. Michael Johnson is a vet with fast hands, but his takedown defense and ground game have let him down in recent years. Zellhuber can outwork him over 3 or look for a submission if it hits the ground. Prediction: Zellhuber via decision or submission. Fight 11. Don Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. This is a fascinating fight. Pitbull's moving up again, and Ige has the edge in size and pacing. Ige has heavy hands and an underrated chin. If he can keep the pressure on and avoid Pitbull's explosive entries, he can win this with superior volume and timing. Prediction: Ige via KO or decision. Fight 12. Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. Holland's reach, awkward style, and submission game give him multiple ways to beat Rodriguez. Dorad is a solid boxer, but if Holland keeps him at range and uses his grappling if needed, he can dominate this fight without needing a KO. Prediction: Holland by submission or decision. Moving on to the co-main event, we got Roman Kopylov versus Paulo Costa. Kopylov is a sniper. If Costa doesn't pressure like the old days, Kopylov could piece him up on the outside. Costa still has power and cardio, but Kopylov's accuracy and precision body shots give him the tools to chip away and possibly get a finish. Prediction: Kopylov by KO or decision. Now time for a special bout between two legends, Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, the Dustin Poirier retirement fight. This is a rematch years in the making. Poirier has the power edge, and even though Holloway is incredibly durable, Poirier's ability to mix in body shots and uppercuts is a problem. It'll be a war, but I like Poirier's ability to land the more damaging strikes in the tighter moments. Prediction: Poirier in a razor-close decision or a late finish. And there you have it, fight fans. My full breakdown for this incredible card. Whether you're riding the favorites or taking some underdogs, these fights are packed with value. Let me know in the comments. Who's your lock of the night? And who's your underdog sleeper pick? If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and hit that bell so you don't miss the final win updates or last-minute betting plays. Stay sharp and enjoy the violence.